Hello, everybody. I'm back. My name is Victoria Marie Diaz, and I thought to make another video. As you can see, I'm looking a lot better today than I have these couple of days. My voice is still a little scratchy inside, but besides that, I think I'm pretty much getting myself back together again. So I was thinking about a topic like how to save um how to save your money, because I know sometimes sometimes when we get our paycheck or our money in our bank or in our hands, sometimes it's tempting. It's right there and you just want to, like, okay, I gotta, you know, some people are mature in knowing that they gotta pay their bills first, their rent first, and then you gotta worry about food and your necessities in the house. And then after that, and all your other bills. And then after that, whatever's left, a lot of people spend it because some people aren't really good at saving because they're not. I'm not one of them. I've always been good at saving until, my uh, my income kind of my hours kind of went down. So it's like my income is lower now than it was before because I was working a lot longer, a lot more hours. So now I have to really budget my money, extremely budget my money. And and a lot of my money's been going on bills, draining me out like crazy. That's why I need to get a second job on top of this one, or um, I need to get another job that pays more with decent hours, if you know what I mean. It's like you're trying to balance it out. Like right now, I have to stay with my job that I have now. I mean, it's a DSP. I work with kids. I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. But like I said, it depends on what kind of house you have too. If you have a very behavioral house, you're like, oh my gosh, at the end of the day, you're worn out like mad dog. But if you have a mellow house that isn't so crazy, um, you're not, you're exhausted at the end of the day, but you're not as like stressed out and overwhelmed with so much. The only thing you're overwhelmed with is, how am I going to pay my next bill? How am I going to pay my next rent? How am I going to pay my this or that? I have to learn to let some things, I have to learn to let some things go. But I've always been a good person in saving money. I was always the saver, always the saver. I would always put it aside and I would hide it somewhere. And like the next day, I'm trying to find it, can't find it. But then, like 3 months later, I find $100 bill in like a pair of socks. I know that's nuts, but I used to hide my money because most of the men that I married were like shopaholics when they got money in their hands. So I was like, no way. So I would hide the money and it would be like in a pair of socks or a pair of gloves. Or I would like hide it behind a dresser or underneath like in a little slot. I did some crazy things and hiding stuff because that's the only way, you know, we were able to save. I could put it in the bank, but some of us had joint accounts. That means the other person could get into it. So I know, I was like, man, he's going to get into it. We're going to have nothing left. We're going to be broke. So I would always just take money, slip it in a sock, slip it in a glove, slip it in something. So I knew that it was hiding, it was put away, nobody could touch it. And it went to the point where I couldn't even find it until 3 months later. I was very good at hiding things. Those things, positive things, not negative things. But now I'm to the point where I have to learn to budget the money all over again. Um, and I might have to let some things go so I can just make it for now until I'm able to find a second job, which none of it, it's not an easy thing because sometimes uncertain things come up and then you're dishing out more money again and it's but yeah, most of the like I said, most of the men that I were married to or with, they were not they were like shopaholic women that love to shop, but they were men. I'm telling you, men are just as bad as women, women just as bad as men. I don't know. But so it is important to try to save your money. Put it aside. Even if it's like $5, $10, maybe $100 a month, maybe $100 a week. Depends on how much you get paid in a week, though, or how much you get paid in every 2 weeks. If you get paid about $1,000 in 2 weeks, take out $100. Maybe take out $400. It all adds up. Each month, it adds up. Just put those things aside so that you know that that money is there if something comes up and you need that money, it's there. You know, you don't have to worry about, oh no, I mean, we're stressing because we try to find a solution to how to save money. And sometimes, like I said, we're not good at it. Some of us are awesome at it. You know that if I didn't have all the bills that I have all that money be in the bank right now. I probably wouldn't even touch it. But and then you're supporting other people too. So that takes a lot out of so you just try to save and you save. But it's important to save. Even if you have to open a separate account, um, a savings account or a second checking account that's just for you, especially if you're the one that's the saver. Because if you have a joint account and you're saving in that account and the other person is not a saver, you're going to find that money gone. Adios. Because they're going to find a way to grab that money. Yeah, because they're not good at saving. If they find that that there's money there, go. But if you really want to save the money, you know it's not going to be touched, and you know that you're the kind of person that's a good saver in saving money, put it in a separate account. Put it in a separate savings account, only with your name on it, so no one else can touch it. Um, or a separate checking account, so that you know it's there. It's there. I mean, I remember many times, just the experiences that I've went through. I don't know how I did it, but I know that I had money in my purse. And sometimes you have to watch. Sometimes your closest friends. You have to watch the people that are around you, your kids' friends. Do they steal? You know what I'm saying? I Sometimes you have to be cautious with everybody that's around because like I had an experience. I had a friend, or supposedly a friend. Um, my husband was in a detention center at the time, and their daughter was over my house with my daughter playing. So she came over to grab her daughter, and I put my purse on the knob of our I think it was like a closet door, but it was close to the bathroom. All I know is I was in my bedroom, and then I went into the bathroom, and I was curious why my purse was in the bathroom. When I know I put it on the closet door that's on the outside of the bathroom. And that's when I asked my daughter, and I asked, "Do you guys know who moved my purse to the bathroom?" And my so-called friend said, "Oh, ask your son and your daughter. They were in the bathroom." And then that's when my kid said, "No, we weren't, Mom. We weren't in the bathroom all this time. We've been downstairs." And I don't ever remember any of my kids upstairs because I know when they're upstairs. I can hear their boom, 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 boom footprints, footsteps. And then you just hear like certain you know them. And I don't ever remember them creeping up the stairs or nothing because I always popped my head out, never saw them. It was quiet as a bean. And I saw her coming out of the bathroom. She was coming out of the bathroom. And that's when I looked at the closet where I put my purse because I wanted to grab something. I was like, "Where's my purse? Where's my purse?" And like I said, I went into the bathroom. It was in the bathroom. Well, the next day, I had money put away inside there for my car insurance. Guess what? It wasn't there anymore. It was my so called friend. I know that. I'm not stupid. I don't know why she would blame my kids or her kid for it when you know you did it. How are you gonna sit there and lie to me when I know it was you? It was her. And I don't know, I'm not sure if she was getting things with it. I mean, that's not my, I don't mind helping people out, but don't steal from me. I don't like that. But that money was put away, saved specifically for a certain bill. And it's not to be touched. That's why I put it in a certain part, and she took it. She stole it. I'm not sure if she spent it on weed, um, if she spent it on things for her kids because she couldn't afford it or she didn't have money at the time. At least she could have asked me. She could have said, "Hey, I don't have this." And if I had the money, I would have said, "Okay, I'm going to help you out a little bit." But she lied to me and then she took it. So you got to watch out for people like that too. So when you save money, you make sure you save it good and you hide it well. And in a bank, savings account, checking account. Some people put it into stocks and bonds, um, coins. What do you call it? There's a certain word for it, but I forgot it. I'm sure when this whole video's over, I'll think about it and it will pop right in my mind. It's always that way. I don't know why. But like stocks and bonds, you can put into invest or invest on many other things so that it builds up and it makes you more money and it builds over time. And when you want to take it out, you take it out. And then you have more than what you began with, especially if you're investing it. You're putting it into um um like Robin Hood. Is it Robin Hood? Something like that. Um or Acorn, things like that. You invest and eventually it builds. You leave it in there longer, it builds. But sometimes the stuff declines and you get less. So that's the only part about like investing it in things like that is that you don't know when the money is going up or when it's coming down. So it's like going like this. Your money's in limbo. Is it going to go up or is it coming down? You know? So if you really just want to keep your money the way it is and just keep building, I wouldn't invest in stuff like that. I would mostly a savings account, mainly a savings account, or just put it away, hide it good. But saving is important because when you really need it and you're desperately in need of money and you don't have the money at the time, you got it. You know, you're making your life less stressful. I mean, with the economics today, a lot of things have went up. Some countries are worse than others in economics, and you have to learn to save. If you have a job, save. Because there's some people that don't have jobs and they're trying their hardest to try to find a job, but maybe you don't have like the education wise. Like a lot of people are asking for bachelor's, master's, associates. They want some sort of higher education. Um, And also, um, just really be smart in making decisions in knowing how to save your money. Because saving your money from your work or from any sort of income that you're bringing in, I mean, you could bring in an income from your job, from a side hustle, from like a self-employed job. Everybody has different ways they bring in money, and when you learn to save your money in the long run, it makes your life less stressful. So you know if you don't have the money at the time, you know you could run to something. You know how much you could take out and how much to keep in and don't touch it. So just in case you ever have another issue again, that money builds and builds and builds and keeps building all over again, keeps building, you know? So that's important. I just thought that this would be a topic to talk about because with the economics the way it is today, some of us are struggling real hard just to make ends meet. Sometimes saving money is the best policy, and sometimes we have to give up some things so we don't have to keep putting money into that certain something. You know what I'm saying? How do I put it? Like some of us have given up um, memberships to a gym, and because we couldn't afford certain things anymore, we we took ourselves from there, so we don't have to pay that no more. So we just go take a walk outside. We just do exercises in our house. We do our exercises somewhere else that we don't have to pay to do it. So, like things like that. Um, some people have given up their finances on their cars because what do you do? Take care of your kids or car? Food, you know, um, it's hard to give up your car. But I have heard of experiences from others when things were tough on them and there was only one income coming in instead of two because their husband um got injured and was very ill. Basically, she wasn't working. The only income she was bringing in was she was bringing in from garage sales. So they had to learn to let the finances of their car go. They gave up their vehicle. And so that's a one bill that kind of went bye-byes. And there's so many things that they gave up. But eventually she did get a job. And then she got the stuff back, but just something different in its place. So, um, sometimes that happens. But just from those experiences, you know, is about making decisions, wise decisions, and what to let go of, and how important it is to save, especially when you are having struggles or difficult times. Just maybe you might need a second job. Maybe you might need a side hustle, on top of that job. I don't know, but we as imperfect human beings can only do so much, but we can do a lot too. So I thought this would be a good topic because it's talking about how important it is to save money. And I gave you some examples like of bad experiences or like experiences, you know, of my own or other people's. I just didn't give their names because that's not, I don't want to, give names. Mm-mm. Um, but saving is important. Budgeting your money and saving. Save, save, save. Learn to save. Learn to budget. And learn to accept sometimes we have to let certain things go for the meantime until we're able to financially support it again or support something different. Well, it was so lovely. Very, very lovely. Um, talking to you guys about this. And hopefully you got something out of it. Um, some ideas maybe you can do in saving money, even if it's the most craziest ideas. If it works, it works. Look at me. It took me 3 months to find $100 because I hid it in a sock that I couldn't find until 3 months later. And that's but just take this information in and um I hope this video helped in some way and give me a like, um subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios. Adios. See you later.